Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present the news tonight. The top stories in the news: the Zambia police warns against a solidarity march for BAROTSELAND activists. Government urged to extend CDF empowerment schemes to ex-inmates. The Anglican Church advises young people to keep good company for moral uprightness. In international news, Central African Republic President TOUADÉRA meets Pope Francis for cooperation and diplomacy talks. And in sports news, Zambian striker Wisdom MOYELA joins South Africa's Golden Arrows. These are more stories coming up shortly after this break.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
The news in detail. The Boys Brigade of Kabata's St. Peter's Anglican Parish have celebrated 30 years of existence with a call on young people to keep good company for positive moral development. Parish priest Reverend Robert Sihuba says the establishment of the Boys Brigade has proved to be a perfect organization for mentorship of young people. Meanwhile, Parish Boys Brigade Captain Lieutenant Kelly Sitali says over the years the organization has strived to spearhead the well-being of boys in the world. More in this report.
These are boys and young adults of Kabata St. Peter's Anglican Parish celebrating 30 years of the Boys Brigade existence at the parish. They turned out in numbers to rededicate their lives to their creator. Seeing the impact of this organization in the lives of other young people, it was time for others to join, while others rededicated their service to God in front of a fully packed congregation and their parish priest, Reverend Canon Robert Sihuba.
I do.
Speaking after the service, one of the members, Chikondi Vwapa, narrates how his belonging to this group has impacted his life.
When I was young, I had so many problems with my friends and communication. But later on, as I grew up, I realized that in Boys Brigade, you need to work together. And you need to have friends who help you in stature, wisdom, and in the spirit. And in Boys Brigade, you're going to learn different types of skills, even in camping and anywhere you go, you'll be able to develop in body and in mind, and with the help of God and reading the Bible.
Meanwhile, Parish's Boys Brigade Captain Lieutenant Kelly Sitali underscored that over the years, the organization has thrived to spearhead the well-being of boys in the world where girls' affairs have become of prime importance at the expense of a boy child.
The Boys Brigade is very important actually to the boy child. So basically, the whole world we talk about the girl child, but we shun away from the boy child. So it actually helps the boy child in so many ways. So we teach discipline, we teach drill, we teach sitting posture, we teach standing posture. So basically it is important because it brings out what you have in you. So Boys Brigade is broad. So from there are many that come out to be reverends, musicians, priests, and so forth. So it is really, really important that you bring the boys to us so that we may teach them. So basically it is actually based on a four-sided square: spiritual, physical, education, and social.
And Parish Priest Reverend Canon Robert Sihuba says the establishment of this youth organization has proved to be a perfect place for mentorship of young people.
Largely, the Boys Brigade is a place of mentorship for the young boys. It is also to help keep them away from the evil vices that will destroy their lives. And beyond that, we teach them values of life and what their life would be about. So we treasure them in their participation in the areas of the Boys Brigade, because all of them go through strict discipline. They have a mentor, they learn how to pray, they learn how to do work and chores in their homes, and they learn how to respect and honor their elders. Parents out there who are looking for somebody to mentor their boy, connect with us and we'll put your boy in Boys Brigade, and your boy will have a mentor and they will be able to grow in spirit and also in favor with people around them.
With many dreams of fame and good, success and joy.
Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
The Prisoners Care and Counseling Association, PRISCA, has called on government to introduce empowerment schemes under the Constituency Development Fund for ex-inmates. PRISCA Executive Director Godfrey Malembeka says the country has not been doing well in reintegration of ex-prisoners back into the community. Dr. Malembeka is, however, hopeful that with the increased CDF, ex-prisoners will benefit and be helped to settle back in society.
Historically, we have been very, very poor. That is the area that has been ignored for many, many, many years. I am very happy with the introduction of CDF, but it is not benefiting ex-prisoners enough. Why? Because of stigma, discrimination and rejection. We need a deliberate program from the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development for them to work with us, cluster ex-inmates in all the 10 provinces and deliberately help them, fund them. This is the latest group of voters in prison in Zambia. They voted for the current government. So make the conditions also flexible, because these are people who have spent many years. The president pardons them, they go and see these words, but they are not receiving attention. So we have not prepared ourselves adequately when it comes to community re-entry for ex-prisoners and later on reintegration. We need to strengthen the extension service of Zambia Correctional Service deliberately by giving them support from the Ministry of Finance.
The National Union of Public and Private Educators of Zambia, NUPEZ, has called for collaborative efforts between citizens and government to curtail the cholera outbreak. Speaking in an interview, NUPEZ Executive President Victor Muyumba says the disease needs to be brought under control to prevent further postponement of school opening dates. Mr. Muyumba has, however, disclosed that the union was of the view that schools were supposed to be opened amid the cholera outbreak to keep pupils away from affected communities. More in the following report.
The National Union of Public and Private Educators of Zambia, NUPEZ, has received the further postponement of schools due to the cholera outbreak with mixed reactions. Government, through the Minister of Education, Douglas Syakalima, on Wednesday announced further postponement of the opening date of schools and colleges from January 29, 2024 to February 12, 2024. Reacting to the development, NUPEZ Executive President Victor Muyumba says the union was of a different view on the matter.
But when you say schools have resumed, you are keeping them busy in school. Even the kind of bathrooms, should I say toilets, that they access in school are relatively cleaner than the toilets at home. So you are somehow confining them. That's why we were of the view that schools should have opened on the 29th January.
Mr. Muyumba since called on authorities and members of the public to partner and ensure that no further postponement of schools is experienced.
Another postponement is going to completely collapse the planning. The school calendar is going to be disturbed. So we hope by 12th January, schools would have been ready and the number of cholera cases for those that are patients and also those that are dying would have reduced. We pray that by then schools would have intensified the cleanliness of the bathrooms or toilets, and that each and every classroom has got a wash point. We need to ensure that each and every classroom has a wash point. Not only a wash point, but a wash point with antiseptic soap.
Meanwhile, the country in the last 24 hours has recorded 14 cholera deaths, 397 cases, bringing total cases to 15,302. 61 people remain in admission, 364 discharged in the last 24 hours, bringing the total discharge to 14,050 since the outbreak commenced in October 2023. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, United Party for National Development member Rene Hajombwa has called upon the church to partner with government in the fight against cholera. Mr. Hajombwa notes that cholera has affected all citizens, hence the need for the church to sensitize its members on preventive measures. He was speaking during Saturday when he joined worshippers at Saika SDA Church in John Lang Mission District of Lusaka's Kanyama constituency.
We have got cholera. We have got cholera, and we love to see you healthy, number one, and we want you to live healthy. We are asking the pastor and the church to partner with government to ensure that we sensitize our members on the importance of this disease cholera, because it has killed so many people in our communities. And we will not shun from talking about it in the church, because the church needs people who are healthy. So we are calling upon the church to partner with government and ensure that our people are safe in these churches.
Socialist Party National Youth spokesperson Stanley Mubasa has challenged government through the Lusaka City Council's Public Health Department to sensitize people on the importance of maintaining high standards of hygiene. Mr. Mubasa says the local authorities should not wait until there is an outbreak, noting that it is expensive to treat than to prevent. Since October last year, the country has recorded over 15,000 cases of cholera with over 550 deaths. Here's a report.
Cholera has so far claimed 575 lives since October last year, out of 15,302 cases that have been recorded in the same period. According to the latest update by Minister of Health, Sylvia Masevo, the country has in the last 24 hours recorded 307 new cases of the disease with 14 deaths.
Of the 397 new cases which were recorded countrywide in the past 24 hours, 281 cases were in Lusaka province. Further, 210 cases of these were recorded in Lusaka district. As of 6 hours this morning, our largest cholera treatment center, which is at the Hero Stadium, had a total of 323 patients in admission compared to 281 patients which we had in admission yesterday. Countrywide, we have again recorded 14 deaths in the past 24 hours. 11 of these were from Lusaka province, 2 from Central province, 1 from the Copper Belt, and 1 from Southern province.
The high number of cases recorded in recent weeks has prompted education authorities to postpone the reopening of schools countrywide, not once, but twice.
The Ministry of Education was guided to further postpone the opening date to 12 February 2024.
In view of this, Socialist Party National Youth spokesperson Stanley Mubasa has challenged government through the Lusaka City Council's Public Health Department to sensitize people on the importance of maintaining high standards of hygiene to avoid disease outbreaks in future. Mr. Mubasa says the local authority should not wait until there is an outbreak, noting that it is expensive to treat than it is to prevent.
The issue of sensitizing the general public, which I think that government has not done its part, should have been a top priority. If you are not going to sensitize the general public, you simply, do it when it's rainy season. It's going to be very difficult to control the pandemic, the outbreak, or cholera as it were. What they need to do is, for example, the Lusaka City Council has got a department that looks at matters of health. And one of their responsibilities and duties is to go flat out into the compounds and educate people on how to control cholera and how to avoid cholera. Those are key issues that they need to address. So if you educate these people, you educate these citizens, at least they'll be able to understand on the best ways of fighting cholera, and not just giving them you know, the medications when they are sick. I think you spend more, but when you educate them, you sensitize them, you end up even spending less.
Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Economic freedom fighters EFF leader Kasonde Mwenda has charged that Zambia's G20-led debt restructuring framework was doomed to fail from the start. Speaking in an interview Sunday afternoon, Mr. Mwenda argues that President Hakainde Hichilema could have engaged creditors bilaterally as advised instead of approaching them in international blocks. He adds that recent lamentations by President Hichilema appealing to diplomats to help in the debt restructuring process shows that the head of state has woken up to the reality that the framework is bound to fail. President Hichilema Friday appealed to diplomats accredited to Zambia to help the country conclude its debt restructuring with 1 or 2 official creditors that are yet to sign. More in the following report.
Economic freedom fighters EFF leader Kasonde Mwenda has charged that the party was skeptical of Zambia's debt restructuring framework from the onset. In September 2022, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, agreed a 38-month, $1.3 billion extended credit facility, ECF-supported program with Zambia to anchor a homegrown economic national development plan. The agreement on June 22, 2023 gave birth to Zambia's agreement with the official creditor committee on a debt treatment that is in line with the fund program parameters. Several months on, despite notable progress, the debt restructuring program has, however, not achieved its intended goals, leading to President Hakainde Hichilema requesting diplomats to help the country clinch a deal with some official creditors. Reacting to the president's request, EFF leader Kasonde Mwenda says the turn of events was obvious from the onset as the program is experimental.
It does not come to us as a surprise that President Hakainde Hichilema is now awakening to the realities and the facts on the ground. We had advised him. The G20 framework was experimental. It has not become a guinea pig experiment now. It was doomed to fail from inception. But unfortunately, he has not been getting advice. Him today shooting in the air, asking diplomats to go and help. We know the roles of the diplomats.
Speaking in an interview, Mr. Mwenda argues that the head of state was supposed to engage individual countries which gave Zambia money before going to international organizations.
Bilaterally, by first engaging the countries directly, for us first to engage the lenders directly, then we go to the global scale to ask for a framework generally. But to come and now start shooting in the wind, I think it is actually lack of vision, lack of focus, and that Zambia has not started today. We have been a country that is standing 60 years. I think we have drawn enough lessons and we can't be reinventing the wheel.
Regardless, with Zambia's cost of living on a surge due to economic stress, a successful debt restructuring program is seen by many, especially its proponents, as a way out for the Southern Africa's copper-rich nation. For Camnet TV, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Former President Edgar Lungu has urged the church to pray for politicians who are in the habit of lying. Mr. Lungu notes that lying and deceit among some politicians has become rampant, hence the need for clergy to intervene with prayer. The former head of state has also called on the church to pray for the reconciliation in the country. He was speaking when he addressed congregants at the Reformed Church in Zambia Matero Congregation in Lusaka Sunday.
But out of respect, you just say, and I'm saying so, emphasizing on this aspect of Bosa because the culture of lying in Zambia. Yeah. So it's so it's even if someone saw the culture, why you want to be so kubanja? So, Apusta, Makabambili, Mamamulum, the other guy can't party in politics. So, church be the reason who go some banja for church. So that's why the body was here. I mean, the phone now, you will come up with Chikondi, Kurukidana, reconciliation, unity, charity, or Jezerepo. so that we have a Zambia which is full of people with the right values. Mule mkubakulu kutoka kunyumba church, then we in the community. So there's no problem manyingi manje makamba bambiri.
The opposition Zambia Republican Party has expressed worry over alleged corruption under the United Party for National Development UPND-led government. Party President Wright Musoma alleges that government officials have become rich in a short time they have been in office, while the poor continue getting poorer. Earlier this month, Swedish Ambassador to Zambia Johan Hallenborg stated that investors from his country are shunning the country due to high levels of corruption.
As Zambia Republican Party ZRP, we are quite concerned at the kind of corruption we are witnessing as a nation. We feel this is not on, and we are extremely concerned. Since Hakainde and UPND took over the leadership of this nation 2 years ago, they have become extremely rich. The ruling party officials have become extremely rich, whilst the Zambian people are becoming poorer and poorer. Each day that comes, this ought not to be. Something must be done. I mean, even the donor community accredited to this nation, they are now getting worried. Okay, we heard just some few days ago where the Swedish embassy issued a statement that there is too much corruption, which is true. The kind of corruption that we are witnessing as a nation, it's something that we have never witnessed before in the history of this country. And the people of Zambia should wake up. And as ZRP, we are saying something must be done. This has to stop. You can't have a situation where ruling party officials, within the shortest possible time, they have become extremely rich, okay? Whilst our people are getting poorer and poorer. As ZRP, we are quite concerned.
The Zambia police has warned against the proposed solidarity gathering scheduled to take place at Mongo Central Police Station on Monday, January 29, 2024. The Solidarity March is in support of the BAROTSELAND Nationalist Youth Alliance, who were previously summoned by the authorities. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga says the situation surrounding the matter has evolved significantly since the initial summons, and the police has since taken decisive actions in line with existing laws and protocols. Mr. Hamonga has warned that failure to adhere to the advisory will result in the enforcement of relevant laws and regulations to maintain public order and safety.
The Zambia Police Service issues a stern advisory against the proposed solidarity gathering scheduled to take place at Mongo Central Police Station on Monday, the 29th of January 2024. The gathering is aimed at offering support and solidarity to the leaders of the BAROTSELAND Nationalist Youth Alliance, who were previously summoned by the authorities. It is imperative to note that the situation surrounding this matter has evolved significantly since the initial summons. The Zambia Police Service has since taken decisive actions in line with existing laws and protocols. We strongly advise against participating in this solidarity call. Failure to adhere to this advisory will result in the enforcement of relevant laws and regulations to maintain public order and safety. The Zambia Police Service remains committed to upholding the rule of law and ensuring the safety and security of all citizens. We urge everyone to prioritize peace and dialogue in addressing any grievances or concerns.
The Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, has intercepted and seized a truck which smuggled 2,222 cases of alcoholic beverages with estimated potential revenue loss of 4.2 million kwacha. This is after a mobile enforcement unit received intelligence information about a truck offloading beer in a named truck yard in Lusaka. ZRA Corporate Communications Manager Oliver Nzala tells Camnet TV that the alcohol was covered with bags of maize bran, commonly known as gaga. Mr. Nzala adds that the alcohol was brought in from Eastern Province, further stating that both the alcohol and truck have been seized and will be forfeited to the state.
of smuggling. Now, in this case, what we discovered is that smugglers are coming up with new tricks. But suffice to say that the Zambia Revenue Authority is alert to some of these tricks that are being used by smugglers. We use intelligence information to really gather what the smugglers are doing and what new tricks they are employing to smuggle goods into the country. And in this case, we had a truckload, the truck behind me, which had it had about 2,222 cases of smuggled alcohol. Now, this alcohol, the way they were trying to beat, the way the importer and the transporter were trying to beat our officers was that they covered the alcohol with maize bran. So they covered a maize bran on top of the alcohol. Maize bran, basically, it's commonly known as gaga in our country, and it is used, as a chicken feed. So using intelligence information, we managed to, get hold of the truck. We did a physical inspection, and we discovered that there was actually alcohol. There was just a thin layer of gaga, which was used to cover the alcohol. Now, what is more important, once again, is to encourage all the businessmen and women that are involved, in any form of trade, that at any point in time, do not attempt to smuggle, because when we catch you, we will seize the goods and also the vessel that has been used, to smuggle these goods. And we want to implore every Zambian to ensure that, look, let us pay the right fare of our taxes. The Zambia Revenue Authority is targeted to collect about 125.3 billion this year. Now, this is revenue that is needed by the government to provide all the services that we need as a citizenry. So we need to collectively think about why we should pay taxes. We need to pay the correct taxes, be it at customs or even the inland taxes in terms of the domestic taxes. So it is very important that we all play our critical role in the development of this country.
Hey.
This is Camnet Television Main News. We'll go for a break. Join us for more news shortly after the break.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Darren Bay. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 04 9213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Camnet Television main news continues. The Southern African Network Against Corruption, SANAC, is saddened by the Patents and Companies Registration Agency's failure to resolve the matter where a family of Lusaka had its company allegedly taken over by foreigners of Indian origin. SANAC Executive Director Gregory Chifire says a non-Indian family changed shareholders of Sun Pharmaceuticals worth about 1.4 billion kwacha without the knowledge of the majority shareholders, the Kalenga family. Mr. Chifire says despite PACRA being informed about the irregularities and the said Indian family failing to prove ownership of the company to the agency, it has not acted. Meanwhile, one of the aggrieved family members, Kasenzi Kalenga, has accused officers at the Judiciary and Anti-Corruption Commission of conniving to send money from the Judiciary Compensation Fund outside the country to the Indian family, whilst the matter is under investigations.
When we went to PACRA to complain about this, we had afforded the police all the documentation that we had showing our shareholding. Binod Sadhu and his family have not to date given any documentation showing that they had ownership in pharmaceuticals, in Sun Pharmaceuticals. And all of this information, the police went to PACRA and addressed this. But as of now, PACRA hasn't officially done anything to change this.
The shareholders in that company were not even old enough to be shareholders when the money was paid out. To date, they have removed over 150 million kwacha has been remitted abroad from the Judicial Compensation Fund. And that's mainly what we want to talk about, is the money which is being taken from this Judicial Compensation Fund and being sent abroad, done by officials within Ministry of Justice and protected by elements within law enforcement.
Their interests cannot protect their shares. What guarantees it that Zambians who own shares in who are in custody of PACRA, their property or their shares are safe? So we'll be left with no option but to perhaps seek legal redress in this matter. It is too much. You cannot give a gazette. You give another 14 days. What is PACRA trying to achieve? So I ask the registrar at PACRA to just do the right thing and follow the law. He has power, according to the Act, to reverse if the change is murky, if there is no explanation, there's no documentation that shows movements in as far as change of shareholding is concerned. He has not done that. So that is concerning to us, it's concerning to the family. Why is it that the family is being treated in this way? Are they second-class citizens? We appeal to the authorities in that regard to just do the right thing.
Government, through the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, has begun the construction of 4 multi-million grain storage sheds in Kazungula and Mulobezi districts at a total cost of $870,000 United States dollars. Strengthening climate resilience of agricultural livelihoods in agroecological regions 1 and 2 in Zambia's Clara project, Program Manager Patrick Muchimba says the 4 multi-million grain storage sheds funded by the Green Climate Fund will improve market access for farmers in Kazungula and Mulobezi. Mr. Muchimba was speaking when Ministry of Agriculture, Infrastructure and Housing, UNDP, Silverline Limited and Clara project officers paid a courtesy call on Kazungula District Commissioner Elias Siambila. More in the following report.
Government, through the United Nations Development Programme, has contracted Silverline Limited to construct 4 multi-million grain storage sheds in Kazungula and Mulobezi districts at a total cost of $870,000 United States dollars. Strengthening climate resilience of agricultural livelihoods in agroecological regions 1 and 2 in Zambia, Clara project Program Manager Patrick Muchimba says the 4 multi-million grain storage sheds funded by the Green Climate Fund will improve market access for farmers in Kazungula and Mulobezi.
UNDP, through the SCARA project, did award Silverline Engineering to construct 2 bulking centers in Kazungula and 2 bulking centers in Mulobezi. The total contract sum is $870,000 for the banking centers in the 2 districts.
And Kazungula District Commissioner Elias Siamibila called on the contractor Silverline Limited to employ local people during the construction of the 2 multi-million grain storage sheds in Kazungula District.
To my contractors that are here is that the government policy is that you need to employ the local people whilst you are doing your works there, except those that are quite technical.
Meanwhile, Chief Nyawa says the 2 bulking centers to be constructed in his chiefdom will be located in Nyawa Central and Nguba, which are the grain basket of Kazungula District.
Ichisicino, Ichanyawa, Kumambira Wini, go food basket of Kazungula District. We are very good farmers. The land is good in farming.
The reporting, Lawrence Kabotu in Kazungula, Southern Province.
The Arab Contractors Company based in Egypt has pledged to support Muchinga Province in Zambia in its development agenda. Arab Contractors Senior Vice Chairman Engineer Elrefi Hossam says the company is ready to collaborate with Muchinga Province in order to bring development in the area. Engineer Hossam said this following a visit by Muchinga Province Minister Henry Sikazwe and his delegation to lobby for support in developing the province. More in this report.
In a continuation of the ongoing efforts and the distinguished relations between the Egyptian African Business Association and the Embassy of Zambia in Egypt, a delegation from Muchinga Province is in Cairo, Egypt, to hold various meetings aimed at contributing to the socio-economic development of Muchinga Province. The delegation, led by the provincial minister Henry Sikazwe, first held a meeting with the Arab Contractors, which is one of the largest construction companies, whose head office is in Cairo, Egypt.
We are here to learn from you and see how best we can work together in terms of infrastructure. When it comes to road network, we have seen what we have done here. Also, the buildings. We hope that at the end of the day, we'll come up somewhere where we are going to agree and say, yes, we can work together as Muchinga and the Arab Contractors.
The Arab Contractors Senior Vice Chairman assured the team from Muchinga Province of more support once logistics are put in place.
We are open for any kind of cooperation, PPP, ABC plus F, ABC, several models about all the collaboration way. We need to delegate a delegation from the Arab contractor to visit our country.
They are also happy that the team found a time to specifically visit to lobby for support.
That we are looking forward a future opportunity with the different fields in Zambia to know more project and study with our brothers the project list that they have and explain how we can help the Zambian government to develop and improve as we did here in Egypt.
Both Muchinga Province and Tuareg, together with the Arab contractors, visited the 2 bridges, which were constructed in 18 and 9 months respectively, constructed by the Arab contractors. Pamela Inamba reporting for Zanis in New Cairo, Egypt.
We'll take a break. Join us for international sports news after the break.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished.
Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
In foreign news, in a significant diplomatic encounter, President Faustin Archange TOUADÉRA of the Central African Republic engaged in discussions with Pope Francis during his visit to the Vatican on Saturday. The meeting focused on the social, political and humanitarian situation in the Central African country, with an emphasis on enhancing international cooperation for the nation's common good. The Holy See and Central African Republic relations took center stage, along with a discussion on the influential role played by the Catholic Church within the country. Pope Francis presented President TOUADÉRA with a meaningful bronze sculpture titled Dialogue Between Generations, along with several volumes of papal documents and this year's message for peace. Here's a roundup of foreign news for more.
In a significant diplomatic encounter, President Faustin Archange TOUADÉRA of the Central African Republic engaged in discussions with Pope Francis during his visit to the Vatican on Saturday. The meeting focused on the social, political and humanitarian situation in the Central African country, with an emphasis on enhancing international cooperation for the nation's common good. The Holy See and Central African Republic relations took center stage, along with a discussion on the influential role played by the Catholic Church within the country. Pope Francis presented President TOUADÉRA with a meaningful bronze sculpture titled Dialogue Between Generations, along with several volumes of papal documents and this year's message for peace. President TOUADÉRA's visit to the Vatican occurred within the context of his broader trip to Italy amid the Italy-Africa Summit. In Kenya, beekeepers are turning away from traditional honey harvesting to tap into the growing market for bee venom, a substance gaining popularity in alternative medicine. The non-lethal extraction process is revolutionizing the industry, providing a sustainable source of income for local beekeepers.
The advantage with the bee venom collector is the bees don't die. Unlike normally when a bee stings you, the bee dies. With the bee venom collector, once a bee sting on the collector, it collects the venom, but it saves the bees.
Using specialized bee venom collectors, beekeepers stimulate the bees to excrete venom without causing harm. This innovative approach ensures the bees' survival.
Bee venom guarantees you daily income because you can harvest it every day, as compared to other bee products like the conventional honey, which you have to wait for 4 months for you to harvest.
Alternative medicine practitioners known as apitherapists are increasingly incorporating bee venom into their treatments. Patients seeking relief from various ailments are reporting positive outcomes.
All the bee stings are painful, but compared to the pain that somebody usually have when you're going there, I can't compare it, because for me I got healed.
The problem that brought me here was pain on my shoulder that progressed to the elbow. This is my third session, and I would want to say the progress is positive, the pain is subsiding, and I'm feeling better.
Despite the positive reception of apitherapy in Kenya, there is currently no specific regulation for the practice. However, precautions, including allergy tests, are taken to minimize potential adverse reactions.
Succeeded in gout, stroke, we've succeeded in nerves conditions, morning allergies, migraines, we've succeeded in muscles spasms, lower back pains, sciatica. So mainly those are the ones we can really ascertain locally, but globally there are other remedies that have succeeded.
The local market values a gram of bee venom at $30 and the international market at $100, emphasizing the economic potential for Kenyan beekeepers. In this 13-hectare field in Fapaha, 20 kilometers from Korogo in northern Ivory Coast, dozens of women work on their vegetable plantations. Here, onions, lettuce, cabbage and carrots are grown. It's a similar story in Nakaha, 20 kilometers away, where 100 or so women from the village are also tending to their plots. While this government-sponsored project aims to supply school canteens, it also helps to improve villagers' lives by empowering women. Such is the case of Nabi, whose weekly sales of 40,000 francs at the local market have enabled her to build her own business and send her children to school. When we harvest, some of the produce is sold, and sometimes I earn 40,000 francs or more at the sales. This money helps my household when I'm in difficulty with my husband. We get to help each other out thanks to this money. We can cover certain expenses, including our children's schooling. Thanks to this school canteen project, the government has a system that not only enables women to feed themselves thanks to the plots, to save seeds, but also to sell their harvest, thus building up the economy. A total of 6,651 tons is forecast in 2024. The fruit of their production is divided into 3 large parts, one part reserved for the running of the school canteen, a large part reserved for sale, and precisely the fruit of this sale enables the women to take charge of their own lives and becomes a personal saving for these women. Not only do these savings enable the women to take charge of their lives, they also help them to send their children to school. As for the last part, a small portion is reserved for the seeds. With the support of partners such as the World Food Programme, the women are made aware of the crops that are essential for their households and those intended for sale. They have formed groups in each village to ensure the success of the project. They have found that with all the advice and support the WFP provides, they are better able to differentiate between nutritious and less nutritious crops. They are also able to set up IGA activities to enable them to meet the needs of their households. Thanks to this program, 39,000 children benefit from a hot meal a day out of a total of 141 schools in the Poro region.
In our sports news tonight, Zambian striker Wisdom Moyela has completed his move to the South African DStv Premiership. Moyela has joined Abafana Bestende Golden Arrows, although the club has not confirmed the length of the deal. The 28-year-old joins the club from Ndola-based outfit Forest Rangers. Moyela is Arrows' third January signing after Kagiso Mulenga and Sibusiso Siveko both joined the club. Moyela has 5 caps for Zambia, scoring 1 goal, the winner at the 2023 COSAFA Championship. To end Camnet television main news, the top stories once again. The Zambia police warns against a solidarity march for BAROTSELAND activists. Government urged to extend CDF empowerment schemes to ex-inmates. The Anglican Church advises young people to keep good company for moral uprightness. In international news, Central African Republic President TOUADÉRA meets Pope Francis for cooperation and diplomacy talks. And in sports news, Zambian striker Wisdom Moyela joins South Africa's Golden Arrows. The Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Psalms 32, verse 8. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Thank you for watching Camnet Television News. I'm Jeffrey Ziambo. Good night.